Sasa vitu yangu ile yote ilienda na maji. Ng'ombe, mbuzi 50 na ng'ombe 2, moja na mjao yake. Tulikuwa tumepanda maji huko chakula. Maji ilibeba yote. Sasa hatuna kitu. Na serikali ilikuja ikatuambia atatusaidia. Hatuoni. Sasa bado tuko na tabu tu. Hata baada ya kulala nyumba ilipomolewa. Hatuna ni kutafuta mahali unapewa pa kulala. Tuna tabu kubwa kama serikali inaweza kutusikiza.
Tulikuwa tumeambiwa ya kwamba tukitoka katika kambi ile misaada mingine ambayo tungehitaji itatufuata. Lakini punde tu tangu tulipotoka mahala pale, sisi tunaona kwamba serikali ni kama ilitutelekeza. Ni kwa sababu hakuna misaada ambayo tumekuwa tukipata. Wale watu ambao wamekuwa wakitusaidia ni wafadhili na watu wa institution ambazo ziko hapa area hii hapa karibu. Tangu ile siku ambao tulilipiwa nyumba miezi 3 mpaka leo, sasa tumekaa tunaishi kuhangaika. Na baadhi ya wenzangu wengi hawaishi katika zile nyumba ambazo walikuwa wamekodishiwa. Ni kwa sababu baadhi yetu hatukuachiwa hata biashara. Kila kitu ni kama kilibaki, hakuna kitu inaendelea.
In the aftermath, the government of Kenya made promises. During his visit on April 30th, 2024, the president assured us of secure land for our people and promised to compensate those who lost their homes and livelihoods. It was also promised that the government experts would be dispatched to access the flood pathways and determine whether our community could settle in those areas again. However, 1 year on, we see no tangible action. The promised assessments have not been carried out. The land remains unsafe and our people continue to suffer. The government's assurance of compensation for rent and the repair of roads and bridges have not been fulfilled. Despite the media coverage and public promises, our community still waits in vain for the aid and the justice that was promised. It is heartbreaking to report that after the cameras left and the world moved on, the government promises to pay for our people's rent and to repair essential infrastructure have been abandoned. Our people are still living in fear, struggling psychologically, with some even frightened by the mere sound of rain. The trauma inflicted by this disaster lands deep. The government appears to be prioritizing the repair of the railway infrastructure, restoring it as if nothing happened, without addressing the urgent needs of our community. The disconnect is painfully clear. While the railway is being constructed, our people's suffering continues unchecked. Our dear government of Kenya, why have you failed to send the experts promised on April 30th to assess the pathway of the floods and recommend the way forward? Why have you failed to honor the pledge of Kenyan shillings 300 million promised on May 9th, 2024 through the Ministry of Housing for the rebuilding of new houses for our people? Why promise and not deliver?
The journey of the victims of the floods, it has not been easy. There's been a lot of suffering and pain. We have visited everybody, every family that was affected by the floods, and we have witnessed a lot of pain and suffering that's still ongoing. Actually, some of them tell us this is the time. By the way, some of them are here, right here. And they tell us this is the time that the reality of what happened is beginning to settle in, because they were dealing with the shock of this catastrophic event, and there was some help coming in from some churches, from some members of the community and organizations that are here. But now that that help is waning, it's a very, very difficult time for them.